hope you're ready for this.
Gonna be fun.
You will not stand in my way.
Frostborn. Hunger. This pleases me.
I do not fear you, mortal.
Your soul shall be mine.
Don't make me laugh.
Needs a brew? Oh, I do. Feel a shredding, baby. Let the battle begin.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 90th episode of the Nexus Trolls podcast. A podcast all about Heroes of the Storm, part of the Trolls.gg Entertainment Network. I'm your host, GOONHOTS, and as always, I'm joined by my two brothers, Soken and Aurumis. What's going on, guys?
Yo, yo.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Pretty good. How was your guys this week? What you guys been up to? What's new in the IRL Nexus that we call life?
The IRL Nexus. I've just been doing stuff preparing for the weekend for the Western Clash. So, a lot of chores yesterday. Make sure all my work's taken care of so my coworkers aren't mad at me when I leave for tomorrow. And then yeah, pretty much it. Just seeing who I can hook up with and hang out, you know.
Oh my god, he's gonna hook up with somebody at the...
Who I can hook up with at the event, haha.
Who you can meet up with, hang out with.
Yeah.
Right on. Cool. What about you, Aurumis? What's new with you?
Playing a bunch of Hero League this week, playing a lot of HOTS. Been a good time. Kind of working some things out, preparing myself for what's to come.
What's to come? What's happening? Okay. Right on. Yeah. I have been, as usual, working. School started this week for the kids, so been doing that stuff. Playing the new hero, playing a lot of Heroes of the Storm in general. Not Hero League so much. It's just been ARAM, the brawl, and just quick match playing with like Stukov and WhiteMain, Sally WhiteMain, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But yeah, doing that and a couple other business-oriented things outside of HOTS. But yeah, glad to be here. It's Thursday. The weekend is almost here. We get to hang out and talk about HOTS for a bit before we start our weekend and the Western Clash. But
Yeah.
cool. Right on. So before we get too far or move too fast along in today's show, which we got a pretty good show for everyone today. I do want to mention the muster again, the August muster, the Troll Army muster. The month of August, we're doing all kinds of little things to get everyone involved. Trolls.gg is a community-driven content place where everybody that wants to be involved, can produce content and game together, whatever, you name it. There are some new Patreon tiers. You can look at our show notes and look at all the tiers and stuff there. It's all there. We're going to be having a community gaming night tomorrow night. Follow the Trolls GG Twitter. That's twitter.com/TrollsGG. Follow the Twitter to know at what time we're going to be starting that. Usually whenever people can start getting on, we'll do something, whether it's playing HOTS. It doesn't even have to be HOTS. It could be anything. We could be playing HOTS, we could be playing some StarCraft, we could be playing some PUBG, some Fortnite, whatever. It doesn't matter. We can, whatever anybody wants to play, if we got it, we can do that. We can maybe set up some in-houses. We can, whatever the case may be. That is tomorrow, August 10th. For those that are going to be listening to this later, we'll start with HOTS and then we'll switch out to other multiplayer games later if we feel like it. And then there's going to be another one on the 24th, I believe. Is it 24th or 25th? I don't remember off the top of my head. Hang on one second. It's the 24th, which is my birthday, by the way.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, it's my birthday, and we're all going to be playing
whatever you want.
Monopoly. That's what we're gonna be playing.
Monopoly on stream.
Monopoly on stream. That's what we're gonna do.
Let's do it.
No, but
We'll take all your money. We'll take all your property.
that's another one. And anyway, if you're interested in helping create content for the Trolls GG network, send us a DM, send us an email at oh snap, I don't remember the email. DM us on Twitter, either on the Nexus Trolls, Trolls GG, Troll and HGC, whichever one you can get a hold of. Just let us know, hey, this is what I want to do. This is who I am, and we'll get you in touch with the people that you need to get in touch with. But cool. Also, I want to remind everyone that we'll be doing a $20 Blizzard gift card giveaway this month. So any new or current contributors to the Trolls GG network will be awarded 3 entries. Any new or current chieftains will be awarded 10 entries. And if you're already a contributor, you'll be awarded a bonus 5 entries if you boost your current contributions to the next tier during the muster. And those are the Patreon tiers and or Twitch Prime subs. And there's another one. The different types of subs. The tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. But cool. All right. Patreon. Check us out on Patreon. Patreon.com/TrollsGG. It is like I said, a network. We've got Troll and HGC, which is all the Heroes of the Storm esports coverage. Then we have the Nexus Trolls podcast, which is us, where we talk about just Heroes of the Storm in general. And then we also have writers on staff as well that talk about Heroes of the Storm, the new hero. There's an article. One of the articles that I want to bring up is Schizophrenic's WhiteMain guide. He posted a WhiteMain guide. Not too long ago, this past week actually, and Annalise also did an article on can anyone beat Team Dignitas at this clash, and it's pretty spicy. It's a spicy take.
It's a spicy.
I'll give it to her. It was good. It was good. It was a good read. I enjoyed it. But yeah, cool. Anyways, let's move on to the news.
Someday, this will make a great story.
All right, Soken, what's going on in the news, on Reddit? Give me the latest scoop. What's happening?
All right. Well, first is the obvious, which is Western Clash starting tomorrow, baby.
Nice.
Basically it's roughly 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day, all Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I'll be there all 3 days, looking to hang out with some people from the community. So if you are going, please hit me up on Twitter, on Discord, wherever you may find me. Definitely want to hang out with some people. Probably gonna stalk Cat Peach and find someone to hang out with. And then the newest thing they actually just released today is that they announced there's going to be some drops on Twitch enabled. So if you watch the event, you'll be rewarded that way, which is pretty awesome. Kind of sucks for me a little bit because I'm actually going to be there. I'm not going to be watching it. So
you can pull it up on your phone, dude. Just pull it up on your phone, put it away.
Pretty much. I don't know, man.
I'm sure they'll give you. I'm sure they'll give you like a card that just has like skins or something on it, or
that would be cool.
I'm sure they're gonna give you something for actually going to the clash. That's gonna be like better than getting a random loot box.
That would be cool. I mean, I'm down. Whatever they want to give me is cool. We can even give it away.
When I went to Heroes of the Dorm last year, they were giving out skin codes, and stuff like that. So I don't know.
Yeah, if I get any kind of cards, we can give them away on stream. So
yeah,
I'm totally down for something like that. And that's pretty much it for the first part of the news. That just came out today, the whole drops thing. So you'll see that in the show notes. Click that for the article on that. And then obviously on Tuesday we had the live patch, which was the extension of the PTR from last week, and we had already kind of gone over all those changes. However, there's one change that I found out about and actually was able to test that I thought was pretty cool, and that's that there was some water elemental changes. So one of Jaina's ultimates, the water elemental, they lowered the damage.
They're called heroics, bro.
Oh,
what
okay.
is this? League of Legends?
Sorry.
League of Legends.
Yeah, so they lowered the damage. At first I saw that and I was like, oh man, they nerfed it. Like, is everyone picking it or something? And then I realized now it's AoE damage. So it's a little lower damage, but it's AoE. So like you can clear waves with the water elemental. Like,
oh, really?
You could in a team fight, you could be a little more impactful if they're clumping. It's kind of nice. And then also the biggest thing, even more than that, is the damage contributes to the chill trait quest that Jaina has starting from level 1. So any damage that the elemental does, if you follow up on it when an opponent is chilled, then you get some towards your trait, which is really awesome.
Man, I don't know why they buffed that talent. That talent's already good. I don't know why they buffed her in general. She's pretty good.
I agree. I think this is actually amazing, and I'm a little sad because I feel like now she's gonna get the banhammer. I feel like something's gonna happen after this.
Yeah,
that's kind of,
she's gonna get hit with a nerf bat too. I'm pretty sure at some point. She's already pretty highly contested, I would say.
Oh, did I say nerf? I said banhammer. I meant nerf bat. That's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because of this, I think she's gonna be chosen like even more, and so she's gonna be more noticed, and then get nerfed.
Dorsh in chat says that the discussion was that this was actually a bug fix. I don't know, but
that's insane. Like, that means that it's been bugged literally since the release.
Yeah.
Which is I don't know. I don't know that I believe that.
Water Elemental used to be a longer cooldown too. It used to be like 90 seconds back in the day, and then they dropped it down to like a minute.
The biggest problem back in the day was that it wasn't the elemental that was good itself. It was when you summon the elemental, wherever you summoned it back, like in beta or whatever, it would do AoE damage in that area that you summoned it. So you just summon it on top of all 5 enemy heroes, and you get like so much damage. Then they removed that later on, and now I guess they're putting it back in a way, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Bring it back. Just kidding.
Yep.
Don't bring it back. It's like another ring. It was like another Ring of Frost. I mean, not that much, but anyways.
Yep, and that's pretty much it. There are a couple new bugs with this patch as well that are a little concerning. There's like the disconnect bug, which I've never dealt with personally, but people are saying like you lose control of your hero in games, and I don't know. It seems pretty nuts. I don't know. I'm hoping to see a hotfix pretty soon for that if that's the case.
Yeah. Right on.
And then I don't know when we're going to talk about WhiteMain. Are we talking about that now or later? Or...
Yeah, we can talk about it right now.
Let's do it.
So Sally WhiteMain, the newest support added to Heroes of the Storm to the roster of heroes in the game, came out on Tuesday, and I've been playing her quite a bit when I can, and I like her. I like her. It took me a while to kind of figure out what I wanted to be doing, how I wanted to be playing. And I think I have my build. I wouldn't say it's my build, like after testing and stuff. It's the build that I'm going to be playing. I don't know what everybody else is going to be playing, but I know what I'm going to be playing. You take both Q talents at 1 and 4, where you each consecutive heal that you do that it has whenever your desperation is up is increased. And also the desperation costs are also decreased a little bit. And once you reach like max stacks, you get a shield on yourself as WhiteMain, or you get a burst heal on an ally. I like taking the cleanse at 7 or the armor reduction with the spell power bonus. At level 10, I'll take the AoE heal and armor. At 13, I'll go with the root. 16, I will take the chaining on the W on her laser. And then at 20, I'll take the damage reduction. I've been playing with that. I like it a lot. I did do a clemency build before. I just don't like how squishy the hero is without the Q talents there. If I get dove on, I can just Q myself, and it's like Decker Kane running away from everybody. She's just like unkillable, and she just slips away, and then turns on, and then all of a sudden she just CCs your team, and then you're dead. Like, she's very team fight skirmish dependent. You got to be team fighting or skirmishing to really get a lot of healing out. It's okay. She's okay outside of combat when you're healing if you're timing your Qs with your desperation timer. So you press Q on somebody, you wait for the desperation to go away, you get that mana back. You press Q again, you wait for the desperation to go away, you get that mana back, and you press Q, and you keep doing that. You can't do that with clemency. You just hold W. It's just that the clemency cooldown and the heal, the time that it, or I'm sorry, the amount of healing that you get and the duration and the cooldown that the ability has isn't really worth it too much in my opinion. But yeah, there are some cool synergies with clemency where you can and the root talent where you can throw the piercing lash on the ground, clemency your ally, and then the chain hits an enemy as damage. So you're healing your ally and damaging an enemy, and those two kind of stack, and you root them in place. That's pretty cool. I like doing that. That is pretty fun. But
the one thing I kind of thought about, and this is what people were saying, including you just said it, which is she's very bad in PvE, right? Like you have to really take her in PvP situations, or where you have a comp that's heavily PvP anyway, or that type of things. I don't know personally, but I would assume that clemency helps that a little bit, right? If you're taking a boss, you can better heal people through boss damage. I still don't think it's the best or anything, but I feel like clemency is more. You need to think of clemency as more of a PvE talent than a PvP talent.
Not necessarily. I think if you take the two Q talents at 1 and 4 and you time it correctly, you'll actually get more out of team fight healing than you would with clemency.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're timing it correctly, yeah.
I know that the Q talents at 1 and 4 were strong, but I didn't know that they were stronger than clemency would be, which is a little interesting.
For me, when I look at clemency, it's what? Okay, if I'm taking clemency, yes, I can heal outside of team fights. However, I'm looking to really get a lot of be very far away from what's happening up front, right? I can stay back. When it comes to the late game, I want to stay back, clemency my ally, and still be able to root and damage enemy opponents while I'm clemencying my ally and setting things up that way. That's the way I see it. That's the way I see it. But there's a lot of Greymanes. There's some Genjis out there that are sneaking through. There's Muradin. Heroes like that where they'll get on top of you. You really need to have those Q talents on you.
Yeah, because you don't have time to Inquisition or clemency.
Yeah.
As much if they're diving you type of thing. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Well, that and the healing output from those two, from the Q talents at 1 and 4 are just insane. If you can just boop, 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 real quick, just blah, 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 blah. There's no cooldown associated with the Qs either.
Yeah.
With her heal, you just press, you just alt Q a few times until you're out of mana, and then you're walking away like you just got ancestraled.
Is it that much? Because I was curious about that.
It is.
Yeah, it is. I'm playing with it right now. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
It's massive, and then you get a shield on top of that, a task shield, at the end of that. Just from the talent at level 4.
Yeah. Okay, that seems pretty strong. I mean, I even heard some people saying that she's not even really weak to dive, because that's supposed to be her only weakness, right? Is is the dive aspect, but I feel like her ultimate, or sorry, her heroic, is more than enough to make up for that. I mean, everyone gets a trait on them, and then 40% armor, 40
Yeah.
armor. It's kind of insane.
But that's at level 10, right? Whereas I can start protecting myself at level 4.
Yeah, but I'm just saying in general, like
Oh,
overall,
yeah.
her weaknesses don't seem to be weaknesses.
Yeah, that armor, I'm gonna tell you right now, dude, it's insane what I was able to do. And like, it was a Muradin, Twin Blades variant, Karazim, Genji. I'm trying to remember what the other hero was. I think it was a Li Ming. Or was it a Kel'Thas? It was a Kel'Thas on Alterac Pass. And dude, they would just try to kill me, dude. And I had a Garrosh. And the Garrosh would just like, throw them, taunt them and stuff like that. And then the Kel'Thas would throw his abilities on us, and I would just use the armor, and we would just heal up. I would press EW on somebody and then just heal up my entire team for all the damage that I was dealing. And because they also get the zeal. They get the zeal from the talent. And we just didn't die. No matter who they dove, like, the Garrosh played well. He was able to taunt people and shit like that. But I was very impressed. It was when I was stopped taking Q talents and I was playing more pokey that I found less success with. Because I wanted to get in there. I wanted to auto attack. I wanted to drop abilities. I want to be able to trade my own HP effectively and debate people into attacking me. And then, like, setting things up for my teammates. But and I can't do that with Clemency. I can't do that.
Dude.
But
it's hard to get used to, like, the style as a DPS, main, I guess. I've played a couple times with her as like a teammate. And it was hard to get used to, like, having her as a healer because, like you said, you actually get debated by your own healer as when you play with WhiteMain, because you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna die, and then you don't realize you have zeal on you or something, and then you just get like just like a full heal, and you're like, I'm dead.
Yeah, you bring up a good point actually. Like, a lot of what's gonna make her so powerful is coordination. Like, she's gonna need some people the player's gonna need some people to talk to be coordinating. Hey, I got you. Just go in there. I've got a combo. I've got my heroic. I've got everything I need to make sure that you stay alive. Like, just stay fighting. We can do this. No big deal. Cause like you said, people just get debated. They're running away. All of a sudden they get massively healed, and they're like, well, I could have just stayed in there. Now I gotta look to re-engage. Or people are gonna be like expecting that heal, and it's just like, well, I just burnt all my mana. That's that, and now you're toast. So yeah, a lot of communication. Yes, a lot of communication is required in general when you're playing as a support, like telling somebody that you got cleanse, that you don't have ancestral, or that you have, whatever. That's all really, really important. But yeah. Anyways, I enjoy the hero. She's really fun. I think both her heroics are viable. It's just a matter of, like, what will deter when. I guess it'll take some time to determine what her playstyle is going to be. What the most effective one.
I think she fits in both dive and poke comps decently well. I should say, as a dive and an anti-dive, she has like, if the enemy team is very divey, your anti-dive is Scarlet Aegis. If you're diving, you choose whatever the other one is, the AoE damage one. I forget what it's called.
Yeah, it's 100-second cooldown, but, like, it's actually not bad.
Yeah, and this with zeal on everyone. If you QQQ ultimate, like, boom, everyone is getting healed insane amounts with, like, a 3-person ultimate or something. But yeah, I played a couple games with Wolf. You know Wolf, he's an open player. He was actually on a team at Heroes of the Dorm last year that made it to the top 4, and he's our good buddy from a while ago when we were more competitive focused, I guess. And yeah, he just like was like, oh, I need to get WhiteMain to level 5. You want to play some games? I was like, all right, cool. So we go in. I just choose Rainer. Him and I are just like, and then we're just like walking forward at people, just like both of us just like owning people, and we just stomped 2 games in a row, just destroyed them.
I think Rainer and WhiteMain could actually be really strong.
Yeah.
She's got like a pretty significant slow in her kit that extends pretty far. And then like you're dealing damage. You can protect the Rainer. You can peel for the Rainer. You can even set up kills for the Rainer. But yeah.
Yep. And then once you hit level 16 with Rainer with Paint Them Red, that in combination with WhiteMain is just like insane. You just never die.
Yeah.
But
so much healing there. So much armor. So much healing. Oof. Ugh.
good stuff though. Good
Yeah.
support.
I'm excited. I hope she's played a lot.
I like the way people are playing her now, like that kind of like slightly aggressive support where it'll kind of catch you off guard because people aren't used to it.
Yeah.
Like people are like beginning to like step up with her a little more, and like they're getting away with some like tricky stuff. It almost reminds me of how like you'll find Tyrande players in Hero League where like they step up a little bit too far, but like they're cheeky and they're gonna get away with it.
They're cheeky. they're cheeky from time to time, but they're still pretty bad. Like you got people
Yeah.
that would literally just sit there and face. Okay, this is I played against some Tyrandes
Here we
today.
go.
I played against some Tyrandes today as WhiteMain. It's so easy. They just walk up to you. They'll start auto attacking, and I'll just Q and auto, and then I'll put my laser on them and stand still, and then I'll stop it and I'll move. Every time against the 3 Tyrandes that I played, I channel, I stopped, and I walked, and they drop a lunar flare right where I was like a second ago, and then I just hit him with an E, and oh, now my teammates are here, and that person's dead. Like it's
Yep.
just so predictable. Like, come on, guys.
Can we just rework that hero already? Can we just make her a DPS? She's not a support. Like, can we just make her a DPS like she's supposed to be? It's been forever. I know they tried.
She's got
they tried to
utility.
rework.
She's a support. I don't know.
It's bad. It's bad. I really hate the state of Tyrande. I just wanted them to rework her, remove the heal, just make her DPS already. Jesus.
Nah.
Get
But
it
yeah.
done.
Anyways, those are my impressions on Sally WhiteMain right now. I like her a lot. I'm gonna keep playing her. I got her. She's like level 7 right now. I'm gonna keep playing until I'm a god with the hero. That's usually how it goes for me, man. I just keep I'll just spam a hero for a bit and go on. But yeah. Anything else you guys want to add from on Sally or?
No, I mean I'm liking her so far. I really think that she's gonna fit in a lot of places, like you guys were saying before, especially with the armor talent. Like I think that's huge.
Yeah.
I think like it's really big with compositions that like follow up off like void prisons and stuff like that. Like I think you'll see her paired with Zeratul a lot, just because like once you finish activating that, like everybody has to throw out their burst right away. Like it's so predictable. Like throw armor down, follow up off a VP with like the big heal and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, like what are you gonna do if you're the enemy team?
Yeah, you
Such a
walk
good
in.
combo combat.
You walk into the VP purposely so that you're just spamming R while you're in the VP,
Yeah.
and then you come out auto Aegis. Yeah, that's beautiful.
So my okay. So she has that. Yrel has her own version. Does Tyrael need some love with sanctification? Because like
No.
all these people are getting like pseudo sanctifications in a sense. Obviously, they're
But
nowhere
they're-
near as good as
Yeah,
his. But still,
Yeah, I think there's still armor. Like, I think Tyrael has his spot. Like, if he needs any love at all, I would say it would be another small buff to like his mobility resources, like how much speed he's giving his allies, or maybe even an update to his trait, like the update to even in death. Like instead, like also in addition with dealing damage, like if your teammates hover over your dead body, it gives you speed. Just to kind of like speed your allies in or out when you die. Just like some tweak there to like help put them back in.
yeah.
But I think as far as like Sank goes, like any bigger buff to that, and you just go back to that meta where people core push like super early and just drop a Sancti. Like, that's not really fun to watch either.
True. All right. Cool. Let's So we got a big chunk of show here on the Reddit AMA stuff that's happening. Oh, actually, before we do that, it's trolling the Nexus. We're gonna be trolling. It's a little bit different today. We're not gonna be talking so much about what's happening, I guess, specifically in the game with like heroes and maps and stuff like that. It's more just it's based on the matchmaking AMA. But anyways, let's move into that.
We're gonna have a good time.
All right. So for those of you that don't know, there was a Reddit AMA today on the Heroes of Storm subreddit where Blizzard was answering questions, any questions any people had in regards to the matchmaking and the ranked play in Heroes of the Storm. Hero League, Team League. Those are the two matchmaking modes in the game. Soken, why don't you take us through some of these here and we'll talk about them.
All right, no problem. So the first thing, I just kind of went down the AMA towards what I thought was the end, like later in the afternoon. I kind of just went down list by, point by point, looking for Blizzard responses, and then whatever I felt was pretty important or potentially interesting, I just kind of noted. So the first thing we got here, the first question that I thought was interesting was, do you have any ideas in mind to make Team League a more attractive mode? That's the question. And they basically said they don't have, like, whenever it comes to Team League, like, you can always count on Blizzard to say they don't know exactly what they're going to do. Like, that's like the first thing they always like start out with. It's like, hey, what are you guys going to do with Team League? We don't know, but like, so they're trying to iterate on it, but honestly, Team League hasn't seen much changes recently, with the exception of the party of 2s and 3s. Those are the 2, 3, and 5 are the party sizes that you can do in Team League. And if you're a party of 2, you'll be matched with a party of 3 to make 5. And then if you're a party of 5, you have your team already and you go against another team. And one thing they were saying was that they didn't want to make Team League always available, make it more of like a limited time thing. And another thing is they're thinking about, just allow all group sizes, where Team League, because of voice comms now, can be like, with one, you can have like 1 in 4 parties type of thing, and that'd be more acceptable. Which is a little weird to think about, but yeah, I could see it, I guess. And then they kind of wanted to also potentially combine Team League and Hero League so that, like, I don't know. I don't know that I agree with that, but it's kind of like a League of Legends thing. I think League already kind of does something like that. Overwatch definitely does that right now, where you can queue in ranked. You can queue with as many people as you want, as long as they're a similar ranking to you.
Yeah.
And that has its own kind of limitations.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, obviously, turning Team League into more of like a permanent or like structured thing, where like it kind of like was what it was in the alpha/beta, where you have a clan and that clan is your team for the Team League, and you kind of have to like dedicate yourself to that clan type of thing for an entire season. And I like that idea most of everything, to be honest. Out of everything that's been discussed here, I think the idea of you can't just queue with anyone. You can only be in a clan for Team League, or like a team for Team League, and you got to stick with them all season. You got to grind with them. I like that idea. Although I think some people would say that that's very limiting. I think that that's the most fair way to go about it, personally.
I like that way. Yeah, I remember you had to spend like, what was it, like 20k gold or something like that to unlock Team League name for your team, and then like type it in, and then you couldn't queue up unless it was with those players, or like a majority of the players. I don't remember exactly how it was. But yeah, like I think that's cool. Yeah, I know people are like, oh, that's pretty limiting. Like we can't always play all the time. It's like, okay, that's fine. But the top of the ladder, the top teams will stick no matter what, and that's good practice for teams that want to do like Open Division or NGS or Heroes Hype or whatever.
I think that would be the ideal option, right? Is like, first of all, I would say if you go with this route, I would say remove all names associated with player names and team names. Don't even know what team you're going against, right? And then you queue up as, like, for instance, freaking No Tomorrow, right? No Tomorrow queues up as a 5-man with their team. You don't know you're facing No Tomorrow, but they're getting practice in their roles against other try-hard teams. And I think that's like such a cool way to go about it.
Yeah, I mean that's the dream, right? Because I mean,
Yeah.
who knows what that queue time would look like? You'd probably sit there for hours and hours and hours, and it's probably just faster to, you know. Or I mean, or maybe maybe that change would just make it more appealing to people to just actually play team. I know I would. I'd queue with my 5 buddy and we're like, hey, let's play some. We're playing team league. Like I wouldn't play quick match anymore. I wouldn't play unranked draft. Like team league now, it's just like. I wait for 30 minutes and then I get into a game and then somebody dodges, or like the game ends in 5 minutes, or it's just a clown fiesta that nobody gets anything from because you got 2 people on your team, or like it's like a 5-stack versus a 3-2 and the 3-2 have issue. It's weird. It's like, I don't know, it's not fun. It's not fun. I'd rather just play Hero League because I actually might get some good players and we can all talk and try to win the game. You know, like play it at a high level. But
yeah, I say go with that option, the last option, and if that doesn't work, I would just say remove it. To be completely honest, it's really sad, but I don't know any other solution. If that solution doesn't work, I honestly don't know anything else that will make it work.
What if Team League was, I guess, a mode that was just used for, so yeah, you can do like custom games and stuff like that, but it's like, hey, open divisions tonight, okay? You go into like the Team League queue or something like that, and you sit there, and, well, I don't know, but it's just faster to just go, I guess, custom game and set all that stuff up and do it that way. But,
yeah, I mean, StarCraft has started using the ladder as a means for qualification for certain tournaments, and I think you can do this as long as you structure it correctly. You can do the same thing for open division. You can do the same thing for other amateur tournaments. Now we don't have many other amateur tournaments other than, like, let's say Heroes Hype or
NGS.
You could use it there too.
Bush
I mean,
League.
Yeah.
you could use it for lots of different things. I think it does have potential for that as long as you make it fair and not something that can be abused.
You would need a lot of players, though. You would need a significant portion of the player population. You would need a significant amount of players, and a significant enough amount of players to be playing Team League and to be wanting to play in a competitive way. So to the point where it's like, okay, now open division is no longer just, hey, just make a team with your buddies and let's go play, to you have to qualify to be in the open division. And then it's like, you know, an amateur league, and then those people go on. Like, that would be wild. But that would be kind of cool.
I think that would that would also bring like a lot of structure to teams, because like if you leave mid-season, it's like, oh shit, like now we can't qualify. It's like people like really commit to staying on rosters and kind of getting things settled in the off season rather than waiting till the day before season starts for half the teams to form.
Yeah.
Yep. And there's and in the way that it's used for tournaments, it would make people want to continue keeping their standing, because if they don't keep their standing in the ladder, then they're losing the benefits of that, whatever that is.
Yeah. What else? They talk about showing MMR.
All right, so the next thing, which is obviously the elephant has been in the room for a long time. Hey guys, can you please just show us your MMR, our MMR already? Master players have been saying this for a long time because they want to know. It's a little more ambiguous in Master, like, how good is this person? Are they really just low Master, but they're on their way grinding up to BGM where they belong, or are they legitimately a low Master? Something along those lines.
Or lower than that.
Or even lower than that. You can have Diamond MMR and technically be in Master, technically.
Yeah.
And then the lower level players, you know, obviously everyone wants to know where they stand, and rank has never been a good way, in my eyes, the way that in this game, I should say, okay, I need to be a little more specific, but the way that this game has evolved, how it went from this whole preseason thing to the propagation of that false sense of ranking and the boosting, so-called, boosting of accounts. People don't belong. A lot of people do not belong where they're at. The system has been really bad at putting people where they belong right off the bat, and then has kind of tried to structure it later on where, they'll fall into place, so to speak, right? But then
They play 10 games and they never fall anywhere.
exactly,
Which we'll get
exactly.
into. Which we'll get into.
Yeah. So that's the elephant in the room right now is like, can you please show us our MMR? We want to know where we're at, where we want to work up to, how we relate to other players, and again, this is something they've already answered before. They're kind of reiterating what they're saying, being like, we don't want to just throw it out there. We want to find a way to integrate it in a good way, in a meaningful way, which I kind of agree with. But I also, this is something I kind of want now because StarCraft has had this for the longest time. I kind of feel like just give it to me already. Like it's there.
Yeah.
I'm biased in that way, but what do you guys think?
Yeah, no, I think it's something that should happen sooner rather than later. I mean, there's a lot of people who are like dedicated to Team League. Like I think we talked about, like you'll see a lot of like Plat Hero League GM Team League players because they have their group of friends and like that helps them learn better. And like sometimes like they might be Plat Hero League, but play like Diamonds because they know how to coordinate and do things. But they just spend most of their time playing with friends. And I think like encouraging that mode and actually getting players there would be pretty important.
I would like to see my MMR. I don't know if.
Yeah.
I don't know if. Should you be able to see other people's MMR? I think
Yes.
so.
I don't think you should be able to see it when you're playing. I think you should only be able to see afterwards. When it comes to like.
Okay.
Like,
Like
you know what I'm
it's
saying? Like-
it's on the score screen, and then like it's like, oh, here's their MMR, here's everyone's MMR at the end of the game. So then you have some context as to why that game looked the way it did.
Or just, there's some code that says only viewable after a game because you can, or like not in draft, I should say, right? Because
Yeah.
in draft is really the only time you can look at it. So it's like while you're in draft, you're looking at their profile, you cannot see their MMR. You can only see their rank. Okay, cool. We get out of the game. Oh, that guy was like the worst player. Let me check. Like he fed a lot. Like he died 10 times. Let me see what his MMR is. Oh, that explains it. He's like the lowest MMR in the team or something like that.
In the game
or
whatever,
Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that affecting my game as is. As we're starting in the draft, people getting tilted. I don't want it to be another reason for people to tilt. But I also would like to know.
Yeah. Yeah. Did they say why they can't show it, or?
That's kind of what it comes down to is they don't want to cause more problems with like mentality and negativity, and they don't want to conflict with rank. They want to make sure they're not conflicting with ranking too much either, which is interesting, because if you're doing a good job, then you shouldn't have to worry about that, right? I mean, your MMR should line up pretty well with your rank, supposedly.
Yeah.
I don't think they want. I think they don't want to contradict themselves in too much of a way. Once it becomes public, it's like, they're a little more under the spotlight for making sure that MMR is correct. As of right now, it's like, oh, we kind of rely on Blizzard to look at behind the scenes and make sure like people in this game don't have a variance in MMR of more than X amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But I will say I don't like that we have to rely on HOTS logs for it because it's not accurate. It's never accurate.
It's not accurate. It's not accurate at all. And I mean, I also want to know because like I, on my main account, I haven't won a game in like a week. I seriously, like you go to my match history, the entire page is red. I've maybe got like some greens in here, and then like from some if you just highlight Hero League, it's just reds everywhere, dude. I have one green in there.
What's wrong? What's happening?
What's happening is that the players that I'm playing with will literally sit mid the entire game trying to fight, while the Asmodan on the enemy team is like pushing and soaking other lanes or something to that effect.
Or like 4-man rotations, like never soaking lane.
They
just,
they
like,
will never
four people.
They will never try to lane or like soak. They will just roll around the map, just trying to pick people, and like they'll roll straight through vision, through minions, through watchtowers. People will draft the weirdest things and be like, and then like we'll have like triple warriors with like a Zarya, and then we can't kill anything, and then they're flaming each other because, oh my god, like your damage is so low. It's like, well, what do you expect? We have 3 warriors. Like, why would we draft that? You know. On my Smurf, on the other hand, I get games with Michael Udall, Jin, like I get good games. I get better games. I play support only. I got a 65% win rate, and I'm climbing. And the players know. The first time on Tomb of the Spider Queen on that account, I was playing Tomb of the Spider Queen. People were rotating top mid to clear waves. I was like, wow, I haven't seen this in so long.
I remember, man. I saw the stream, and it was bad. I honestly have no words. I mean, you see these people doing these things. It's like, how are they even master?
So
it's crazy. I don't even know.
My thing is like, what happened? Because that wasn't happening to me before. That never happened to me before on that account ever. And I climbed all the way from Plat. I climbed from Plat all the way to Master over the course of a few seasons. So if that's happening and I'm winning and I'm getting 55% plus win rate on average every season to climb up, and then now I'm losing every game because I'm getting matched with players similar to my MMR, like, what happened to why did my MMR increase over the course, like, with that? Like, why am I playing these games?
Yeah.
What happened?
I will say overall, people, I've seen this, your problem I've heard about consistently from many different people, and overall the way that the system is designed right now, it seems to be punishing people that climb as opposed to new accounts that are just, it's like, oh, I played for years on this account. I even climbed a little bit. My MMR should be higher. But then I start this other account, play that a little bit. I'm better than I was before. I place higher than I was before. And the adjustment is way higher.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, you're just, in a way, you're being punished for your main account for grinding. And that kind of sucks. It doesn't feel nice, you know?
And like, even my quick match games, dude, are awful. Like, the other team will know what's going on. They're like, I lost a game before stream where my Nazeeba was like, man, they were so coordinated. They had an ETC, Butcher, Thrall, Phoenix, and all they did was wait for ETC to power slide, the Butcher go in, Planet Cracker came out, and like, okay, we died. Wow, that's not normal. They're so coordinated. Was that a 5-sack? No. it was 2 people, and then it was 2 people in a party, and the rest were solo. I mean, what's so crazy about that? Like, that's not normal. It's like...
Same here, man. I've been matched with a lot of people lately in my quick match who have almost never played the game before. Like level 100 accounts. They literally have never played these
been
heroes.
happening to me. Yeah.
I have played over 5,000 games. Why am I matched ever with someone that has never played the game before? I'm sorry, but that just should never happen. And I don't want that to happen. It's not fun for anyone. I'm telling them what to do. They feel bad because they can't do what I'm telling them to do because they don't even know why. And then I'm losing all my games.
I had a game where I said, hey, I think it was like I don't remember who I was talking to, but I was like, hey, can you rotate and soak? And the guy's like, why does everyone keep telling me to rotate? What does that mean?
I've heard that too.
Master
that is the craziest thing.
Master game. So...
And then I had 2 Hero League games, one Hero League game, which we'll get to later, where I had 2 level 100 accounts on my team in Plat. That does not feel good at all.
Well, I mean, like I was playing on my Smurf today. Actually, yesterday I got Lever's Q, because I just like fell asleep during a game. You know, like the usual. It was a long day, and I wanted to give it night. But that's another story. I was playing my Smurf today, and like I was doing some of my coaching sessions on my Smurf because I was like, I just didn't have time between lessons to finish all my Lever Q games. So like, all right, whatever. And I'm playing against level like 3,000s, 4,000s in like our unranked drafts and things like that. and like that account's level 70. Like, yeah, I won my first 10 games against like brand new players, just because I like obviously I have MOBA experience, like I've played this game before, so like I should win most of those initial games. But then even after that, I was like, okay, like now that I'm playing against decent players, I'm really still winning, and my MMR shot up so high that if I play Hero League, I'll place whatever the max is right now with probably an insane adjustment again, and I'll be playing against like really high level players. And the thing is, that's okay, I guess, in a sense, because I'm already ranked higher. But there's gonna be a lot of new players that come in from like league and things like that that won't have any game knowledge, but their mechanics will help them beat like gold players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they don't belong like any higher than that.
Because they don't know how to rotate, and they'll eventually be punished
Yeah.
for that in higher leagues. But they won't know that until they place when they place high diamond master, and then they're like getting destroyed. And you know what's funny is when I was looking through this anime, I didn't put this in the list, but there was actually one person that literally was like, "Yo, I was diamond for last 3 seasons, and I feel like I was platinum for the last 3 seasons. I was climbing, and I feel like I'm a diamond level player. And then last season, I just randomly placed into master, and I do not belong here. Like, how can you fix my account?"
He's like getting bodied, and he's like, "What the hell's happening?"
He's like, "It's
Yeah,
not
this
fun
isn't
for me.
fun."
I'm getting killed. I'm getting screwed. I'm getting killed, and my teammates are frustrated. And I would rather be in diamond and grind up." That's what he literally said.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I remember reading that post. He's
It-
like,
it-
"Please help."
In chat, Dorsch saying he's asking if I'm coming around on that hard reset idea. Like, hey, we need a hard reset, put everybody back in the middle right now.
It needs to happen.
No. I honestly believe there was a reset somewhere happened here, and Blizzard didn't say anything. I honestly believe there was a reset that happened here, and this is what
I
we're
agree.
seeing. And this is what we're
That was-
seeing.
last season, dude, when they messed up that initial rank, and
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh, I'm so excited for this season," or whatever, and I placed immediately. And then like a day after that, they're like, "Oh, something is really screwed up. We're gonna reset everyone to 10 more placement games." And I'm like, "What?" And then I placed in like basically the same place, but I think my MMR was like more screwed up or something. Because ever since then, I've been placed with like weird people that
Weirdos.
I don't know, like-
a bunch of weirdos out there. Yeah.
people
No,
that are mostly trolling and stuff, like not even plat players.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. I honestly believe there was a reset that happened. Either Blizzard didn't tell anybody, or they don't know that it happened, or something. Because this is what I'm seeing. Like it's insane. On my Smurf, I was on my placements, and in the game, Michael Udall was like, "Oh, like how are you in my game? You're in placements." I'm like, "I'm about to carry you, dude." Like, I think we lost, or no, I think we won.
Well,
that
I
game.
think you won. You either
Because
won.
I played two games with him in this placements or whatever.
I think you won one, lost one, because he was solo lane one game, and I think he kind of got bodied a little bit.
Yeah. But still, like it was like I know what I'm doing. Like it's fine. Obviously, this is a Smurf. You can tell based on what the account stats look like. But anyways, we kind of went down that rabbit hole there for a minute. Let's find. So let's see. Let's
Okay.
talk about the hero swap.
Yeah. So the next one is, when do you plan to introduce hero swaps? They said, "Oh, this is basically the most common feature that people have requested." So this is like obviously something high on our list. They have a couple ideas for it. One of which is like, well, we may not want to do this in every league. Maybe we'll do it in like diamond and above or something. And then also they don't necessarily want to roll it out to ranked right away. Also, they might want to roll it out to unranked first, and then see how that goes, and then roll it out to ranked later. And there's a couple ways we call it hero swaps, but there's a couple different ways you can implement this idea of hero swaps. It doesn't have to be I pick a hero for someone else. It can be I swap my order with someone else. It can be something along those lines. It can be the idea being, oh, I know I have a tank main on my team and we should pick a tank early on. Let me swap my early position with him, type of thing. So you can implement it a few ways, and they're still kind of looking into that, but it's something that's high on their list of things to implement.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
being able to swap heroes in draft is gonna be like a game changer, especially in GM Hero League, Master Hero League. After my experience in it, I don't know if it's gonna be of any use. People will still draft whatever they want and not care about what you need or what you don't need or whatever. They're gonna just draft what they want to play. It's almost like playing. I don't know. I feel like in unranked draft, the games are more competitive. People actually trying with their drafts and stuff than in Hero League. But anyways, but yeah, I think it would help out a lot. It would make drafting people learn how to draft better, and the games would be more exciting, more competitive, and people will actually get good practice. But
I think it actually just a little side thing for this. I think it'll actually make the idea of playing a support and playing a tank more appealing, because generally you pick those towards the higher end of the draft. Just generally speaking, you don't have to, but generally speaking, that's what happens. And you can get the hero that you want if you like playing Murden. You're like a Murden one trick, you know, you don't like even playing tanks that much, but you love Murden. You can play tanks and play Murden almost every game, you know, like. In this hero swap scenario, they're like, oh, let's give him, you know, he's highlighting Murden. Let's give him the first pick or something. Get Murden, you know?
yeah. Let's see. Oh, I like this one. Promotion and demotion games. For promo and demotion for games in the same league are gonna go away. It sounds like, so for example, you don't have to do a promo game from Plat 3 to Plat 2. The promo game comes in from Plat 1 to Diamond 5. That's where the promo game happens.
I like that.
That's what they want to do.
They've needed this for the longest time, man. I honestly don't know why. You know, you win three, was it 3 or 4 games, 200 and it's 1,000. So technically five games, but it's never even, right? So let's say you win 4 games in a row, you get your promo game, and it always just feels so much more stressful. I honestly feel like that has been part of the problem why people don't play ranked, because there's constant promotions that you fail, and there's constant demotions that you maybe. I've passed most of my demotion games, but like you could potentially fail most of your demotion games. It's like this constant stress, you know.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel that way too? I mean, you guys are more masters, so you just get kind of a pool of money, so to speak, and you're like, oh well, I lost 1,000, haha, not a big deal.
Hey, on my main, I went from master to diamond 2, and I'm on my way down. So
you guys are the Trumps of
God.
of masters. You just my hotel went out of business. Oh well, I still have $1 billion.
This guy first picked Murky. I'm fine.
There's more points where that came from.
Oh, Aurumis was AFK and he picked Sonya in this weird Braxis comp. Okay, it's fine.
Hey, we definitely could have won that game.
Hey, we could have, but we didn't. And
that was a great game.
Anyways, I think that's definitely gonna make playing the game more fun. People will grind more because they don't have to worry about that. You would get to your promo game, you lose that game, and then you would have to play 2 games.
Yep.
To like
get back.
Yeah, like to do that.
And then to witness the stressful game all over again.
Yeah, and it's just like, come on, like let me just play the game all the way through, and then let the actual promo game like really matter for the next like rank. Like that would be awesome. Yeah.
I've always felt pretty stressed on my promo games and kind of sucked in that way.
What is this here? Possible duo queue. I did not see that.
I don't know that I want to mention this, but people are saying that because comms is a thing now, that it's okay to add duo queue back for Hero League. And to that I say no. No one get out of my house.
I like solo queuing and just meeting random people and like just knowing like, oh, this guy's a feeder, but like Hey, it's just part of the experience. It's part of the Hero League culture, I guess, so to speak. I like the solo queue aspect. I don't know if I want duo queue, man. I just like being able to just make plays on my own and allow other people to see that and be like, okay, this guy is good, or this guy knows what's up, or hey, this guy, I know he's good, but he messed up here. Like, yo, what the hell, dude? You know, what's up with that? In a duo queue scenario, it's hard for you to really like distinguish yourself from everybody else, because it's just like, oh well, it's just a duo queue guy that's just, you know, he's getting carried, or they're just obviously just carrying each other, whatever.
I mean, that seriously used to happen. People forget Tassadar was the meta for freaking years, and people would just do Tass Vala forever. And the shittier person, the shittier player would always be on Tass, and he'd always be fine, and the Vala would always body, and they'd always rank up. And that's how so many people got rank 1. Seriously, back in preseason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean,
I forgot about that. That's so true.
I'm gonna be the bad guy here, and I'll be like, I like it. I want to bring duo queue back. I love playing with friends. Like, I would team league any day of the week. It's just really unfortunate that nobody plays. So I don't want to wait. Like, I feel like when I play unranked draft and quick match, I'm like wasting my time because there's so many people that like take it way too jokingly. I always be like, I want to play team league or hero league, and it's either it's like, let's get a 5-stack and like find other work to do while I'm queued up, or I'm like, no, I just don't want to wait for a queue. I want to play hero league.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
bringing duo
let's say,
queue, like,
let's say theoretically, the team league issue was solved because of what we talked about before. Ideas to make team league more attractive. That was the question.
then you don't need duo queue in hero league, I don't think.
And I think that's like the dichotomy of the problem is that because team league is not successful, people feel like, oh, I need duo queue back in hero league.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and that's exactly the case. Like, playing without friends, like, it makes the game so much, like, makes the game kind of like boring. Like, I know, like, when I get good in a game, I'm like, oh crap, like, I'm gonna turn my headset on, like, I'm kind of pumped this game, like, it's a great time. And then, like, when you get a game with like nobody you know, it's just like, all right, whatever, and like you just throw your head back and like you just play it out. Like, I'm not really like excited to play that game. Like, it's, I don't know, especially here as being a team game, I'm like super excited, like, to play with people I want to play with. But, like, I feel like having one in those games, like, regardless of who else is in my lobby, I'm always gonna be like kind of like in it to win it, you know? I'm gonna be like, all right, I got somebody here to keep me hyped up.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, I would do a queue with somebody like you and just like, let's just go, dude. Like, I got you. Go feed.
Yeah, exactly.
I got you, go feed.
And I'm guaranteed to coordinate because, like, I know I'm gonna be playing with Goon. I'm gonna be like, all right, let's coordinate with Goon. Like, I know he's playing support. I'm gonna probably play like assassin or tank, and then me and him can be like, all right, this is what we want to do. And by like us expressing that to the rest of our team, like, now everybody's coordinating. Versus like me, like, being in a solo queue, like, I don't know anybody. Like, let's turn on voice and not say anything, or just keep my headset off this game and listen to somebody else on stream. And it's like sometimes there's those moments, and it's like I feel like if I was duo queuing, I would never have that moment playing. Like, not like it makes my play worse, but it could make the others around me worse. Like, if I'm not like sitting in comms, like helping them out, explaining my decisions, things like that, and they make a wrong judgment call based off of it. Like, yeah, I'm playing the same way I would if I was on voice, but if I can't help the others around me, I lose more games. Like, kind of that sacrifice that I take.
It's fair. That's fair.
Bring back duo queue.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know. I think it's a very controversial issue. I just think they should work on Team League first and then worry about that later. I think if Team League becomes successful, I think people will stop complaining about that.
It just depends on how far along it is. I think, like, if they think Team League's really backed up, like, if it's not on their list of priorities, then it's like, all right, you don't think the timeline of fix it soon? Throw duo queue in Hero League until it's fixed, and then like do another big rework where you have Team League come out and be all dandy for everybody to play it.
Yeah. This topic right here is actually super Monka-esque. Like,
yeah, you know, our buddy Crosby,
yes,
the analyst for Reborn, he followed up on a question that was asked in the AMA. So the initial question was, the decay timers are only shown to players after they finish their placement. So does that mean that people who have not placed are affected by MMR decay, basically, right? So do you have to
Complete your placements within a certain time, or else you're going to start
Yeah.
decaying. Yeah.
So the basic question being, does MMR decay affect people who haven't placed? And the answer was not really clear at first. But they said it does not affect people who, it does not secretly affect people who are in placements. So the follow up to that is
No,
there's-
yeah, go ahead, go
Huh?
ahead. Yeah, no, go ahead.
Okay. So the follow up to that from Crosby was, so there's no MMR decay for players that don't play HL over seasons. So if a player quit playing a year ago, then wouldn't they and comes back, say 6 months from today, like 6 months later, right? Their MMR wouldn't have decayed, and they said that's correct.
That is correct. Smiley face. Don't forget the smiley face. There was
Oh,
there
yeah.
was a smiley face, and that's correct. Smiley face, and the next response. Wow, that's awful,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah, that's really bad.
Yeah, like
That's like the one thing that like people are happy about MMR decay is like, yes, players won't come back after 6 months and be in my games clueless. And then Blizzard's like, oh, we forgot to mention that's like the one thing we didn't say. Like, all right, thanks guys.
it's like, yeah, no,
Yeah.
don't worry about that. You don't have. Hey, you can wait until the end of the season to do your placements. It's fine. You're not gonna decay anything. No, no. So real quick, my buddy played 10 games, placed Master 1,000 points, has not, and he's doing this as he is sacrificing his MMR and his points for the sake of science. He has not played anything since he placed on the first day. And he's Diamond 2 now. He's lost. He placed Master 1,000 points and fell all the way down to Diamond 2. Hasn't played Hero League. And he's
For a
like,
lower rank.
yeah, and he's like, dude, I want to see how low I can. Like, I wonder if I can actually get to bronze. Like, if that happens, or if it stops at a certain point,
Wow.
or if it
Yeah,
stops
that's
at a certain point. Like, does that happen? I don't know. Like, I feel like they never clarified that. Like, that wasn't
That
clarified.
will-
Yeah,
It should happen.
what's the timeline that they believe makes a Master 1,000 player gets
No.
bad he becomes bronze?
They did
Like, when
say
he
that
comes back.
the decay only goes to platinums.
Okay,
Diamond and master
okay.
is what the decay comes in. So
Okay, Schizo. So yeah, it should stop when you fall out of Diamond. Okay.
it just came to me like at the exact time Schizo said that in
Yeah, I
chat.
was about to say, like, could
Well,
you-
I'm gonna
could you
let him know.
imagine-
I'm gonna let him know so he doesn't keep losing points.
Yeah, could you imagine a Master 1,000 player rolling up in bronze? Like, hey boys, I'm back after 6 months. Let's go.
I'm
Like,
back after 4 weeks. Here I am in bronze.
and he's maybe playing like a low master now instead of a high master. But you know, this kid's wrecking these bronze players, just ruining people's days. All the bronze to GM streams coming up because your personal rank adjustment has to be like 150 by that point. So it's like you'll get max adjustment and win every game. Be like, all right, let's take 2 days to get back.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Those poor players if that happens.
I'm gonna let him know. But because he is like, I will be bronze. Like, that's my goal. Is to just let it go until I.
Well, just let him go back to plat then. If he wants to go down that
Well,
far. he wants to.
if now he knows that he can't go down that far, then he'll actually start playing again. I just like, whatever, I'll climb back up or something. But then the next thing, because we were talking about this, and I was like, dang, like I wonder what will happen next season. He's like, honestly, knowing Blizzard, I could just play my 10 placements again and just place in Master 1,000 points or something. Like
Yeah, because you're.
it would
yeah,
be
'cause
it would
you're-
just be something dumb like that again.
Yeah. Maybe because your MMR might still be so high. The MMR and rank aren't the same thing.
But they said,
I mean-
but they said MMR is supposed to decay. No, is it not?
At the
Right
end of
enough,
all
but,
this,
like- But where the thing is like how inflated are the MMRs actually? Like if your MMR shows you're like master 100k points, like you could decay so much it doesn't matter, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
Like where do the MMRs relatively sit in the master pool because everything's like rank is so inflated, like is MMR just as inflated? Like what's the MMR drop after each season? I feel like the MMR drop is less than the rank drops. Like a master 10k player loses more points than he does MMR, which means the MMR is even worse off than rank is. Like if you're pushing it that high, like what is decay actually going to do? How much decay do you have to get to really be diamond?
So
Yeah.
like,
I mean, I guess he'll
at the-
find out soon.
At the end of all this, is anything solved? Is anything actually solved?
No.
I'm so confused now.
I don't
With
know.
all these responses, I'm actually legitimately confused. I don't even know what's going on anymore
Yeah.
with all these answers. I'm more confused now than I was going into this AMA.
They're trying to listen to the community, but it's torn because you have every player that's like approaching diamond and above saying, please reset like MMR completely, just like get rid of it, send it back, and let everybody up here like figure it out so we stop having bad games. And everybody in low MMR is saying we're stuck, but don't change me. Which is kind of like a weird thing. They're like, I'm stuck here and I know I'd be higher, but don't reset me so that I have that chance, because it's kind of like they're afraid that they can go even lower.
Unless you're Dorsch and you're already at the bottom of the barrel in bronze 5. You're like, reset me and hope
Please.
that I end up somewhere else.
Yeah. The biggest thing, I think they have to commit to it, like deal with the player drop for a little bit and like make a good round of advertising and like tournament pushes, like beef up the amateur tournaments, beef up like the competitive edge and like the viewing side of Heroes. And at the same time you do that, you reset rank. So this way everybody gets a fresh start coming in, like it'll invite more new players into the game to start off because they know everything's reset. And like if those old washed up players that are in silver want to be like, oh, we want to quit now because you reset my rank, like let it happen and try and funnel new players in, like a reset and a bunch of inviting things to build up the competitive scene and Twitch viewership.
Yeah.
That's like the best way to go about it. So this way, like the losses aren't going to hit them and like ruin development, because they're going to get gains that'll hopefully equal that, and then hopefully it'll level out in the future. But they have to kind of like get hit and hope for the best at the same time.
Definitely. There was I gotta find this again, but they pretty much said there was a reason. I don't know. It was pretty much the points that you get in Hero League literally do not matter. Like it just confirmed that it doesn't mean anything. Like there's no point to the entire system. Actually, I know where that's at. It's somebody was talking about it in my Discord. Let me pull it up here real fast. I think it was under general. But yeah, as Soken was saying, like this has just made me more confused, and honestly, like kind of like to me, it just goes to show that Blizzard has no idea what they're doing with matchmaking. At least the Heroes of the Storm team, right? Okay, here we go. Here it's a post here from the Reddit. This guy was asking question about matchmaking in Master Hero League. I don't think English is this guy's first language, by the way, so forgive me. This is from Yinous, Ynous on Reddit. Question about matchmaking in Master Hero League. How matchmaking works currently in Master? How does matchmaking currently work in Master? Because I have a feeling that before Grandmasters are up, as in before the Grandmaster, I guess, ladder or whatever, the rankings are up, it was different. In the first 2 weeks of the season, I was matched with 5,000 to 9,000 K point players, having this individual having 3K, and then when the Grandmasters were announced, I started getting 0 to 1.5K master players, while I had 5,000 points, and the quality of the matches were much lower. Does this work on purpose because of lower player base in Master and harsher requirements for Grandmaster players? And here's the official Blizzard response. Hi, Yinous. Thank you for your question. Whenever Master players are considered, the matchmaker will first try to make a game with players from one division, before expanding the search to the adjacent ones. It won't let Master players be in a game that has more than one division spread. For example, Diamond 1 and Masters are okay, Diamond 2 and Masters are not okay. This spread will only be allowed if all players to be put into a match have waited in the queue for at least 4 minutes. From matchmakers' perspective, Masters and GMs are considered to be different divisions. So when GMs were formed, that player pool became separated from Masters by a wait time barrier in addition to all the other rules. In any case, for both masters and GMs, Matchmaker is looking to not only make a fair game, but to keep players' MMRs as close as possible, with allowed MMR spread growing slowly over the first 15 minutes of wait time. Currently, the amount of rank points a player has inside a single division are not taken into account by the Hero League matchmaker, so the games you have described were formed based on the MMR of the players involved. In your case, my guess is you probably were a lower MMR in the matches before GMs were up, and now you're probably a higher MMR in those matches, as there are fewer high MMR players, as in they are more likely to be in GMs now, which is in a separate division. So in other words, I know you had 5,000 points, and the other guys were like 9,000 points or whatever, but now because you're not GM, your MMR doesn't match theirs. It doesn't matter. You're going to be getting matched with people with similar MMR regardless of what your rank points are. What's the point of the points?
So yeah, I mean that is something they said they would do though, which is in Masters and Grandmaster you'd be matched based on your MMR and not your rank. But then yeah, what's the point, right? At that point.
What am I playing for? Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man.
Well, now you're playing not to decay.
Now I'm playing not to decay, exactly. When I probably shouldn't have even placed to begin with, because I'm not going to get punished for not placing.
Maybe, yeah.
Oh man, I'm getting sweaty, man, because I'm getting mad. I'm getting mad.
All right, well let's move off of the negative things and end with a final positive thing. So these are the things we can expect in the future, in the very close future, for game quality improvements. Someone was like, what can we expect sooner than later in your upcoming improvements? Basically, one thing, which is something everyone's been asking for a while now, is loss forgiveness, which is, I'm in a game, we draft, we get into game, oh, someone I know like rage quits, right? Someone just leaves, or like someone DCs and doesn't come back. Well, they're saying they're going to implement something where now you can not get punished for that. So they're going to take that into account at some point, and that would be really nice coming up. And they don't know how exactly they're going to implement it yet from what I've read, but the idea just being that if you have someone that rage quits or leaves or disconnected, if you lose, you don't lose points, and if you win, you still get those points. So something along those lines.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, that would be nice. I mean, it happens every once in a while, and it's very painful, right? And then in Hero League, showing MMR coming up sooner than later, which would be nice. They're still figuring out how to roll that out, as we discussed. And then quick match, a lot of quick match discussion, even though this is a ranked discussion. It is also, I guess, a matchmaking AMA, so you can mix it in. And people have been asking for tank and supports in your quick match experience so that it's more like the real game. And they said they're going to implement something like that as well, so that you always have a tank, you always have a support, and then your three DPS are mixed up somehow.
So real quick, a funny little anecdote. I was queued up for quick match the other day with my buddies. I was playing the support. I was playing WhiteMain, and one of my friends was playing Muradin, and the other one was playing Blaze. We sat in queue for what seemed like 15 minutes, only to get a Phoenix and a Genji. 2 assassins. And it's like, why did it take us so long to find 2 players that were not playing a tank or a support in quick match? Assassins. And then on top of that, 2 very highly played assassins at that. Why did it take that long?
I'll tell you why. So it was not that it took a long time to find the assassins. It was that it took a long time to find a tank and bruiser on the same team that were also MMR equivalent or so of you. Yeah. That was the problem.
We got bodied because our 2 assassins, the Genji and the Phoenix, were in another dimension, dude.
And that's probably to make up for the fact that they had to find lower MMR tank and bruisers. So they're like, oh, we'll throw 2 lower MMR DPS on your team, and that should be even, you guys.
Yeah. A bronze, like 2 bronzes and 2 masters versus 4 plats. Seems fair, Kappa.
Yeah, right.
So I think that's pretty much it for a lot of the mainstream stuff.
Right now, cool. I'm curious to see what ends up happening after this AMA. Because if anything, this leaves people with more questions than it does answers, and the answers that if anything was revealed, or if anything was like, if there's anything the community learned, it's that there's a disconnect between what Blizzard thinks is right and what the community has been asking, or what Blizzard's perception of what the community wants is. Like there's something wrong there. And when they're like, oh yeah, no, don't worry, if you don't place, you don't get Decay, smiley face. It's just like, wait, that shouldn't be smiley face. That should be. That's like, what do you mean? This shouldn't be happening. Or when you tell me that the points don't matter in Hero League, and I can literally just grind and be all the feeding GM players that we have in North America. Like, people legitimately hate queuing up a lot of the time because they're gonna get the Asmodan one trick, or the Sylvanas one trick, or the whatever. And it's just like, I can't deal with it. And it's not that they're playing well. I mean they have, yeah, okay, they play okay. They're playing that hero okay, but they can't play anything else. You can't see their name. You can't ban that person's hero out, and that person just runs rampant.
That's also something that was never ever explained ever. Was why the hell is the enemy team names blacked out? That doesn't make any sense. No one ever explained it. Like,
Yeah.
what is? I don't know why this happened. Does anyone know? I really don't. And Grubby has been saying that he doesn't think it's necessary either, and that it's a really bad thing for Hero League 2.
Yeah.
I don't get it myself. I would at least like them to explain it to me. I didn't even get an explanation.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it just allows one tricks to one trick, essentially. Just like,
Yeah.
Pretty
not really
much.
helpful.
Anyways, let's go ahead and briefly. Let's see here. I'm gonna skip the insight this week. We're running out of time here, and we can skip over the Hero League report unless Soken. Actually, no. Let's talk about the Hero League report. I want to hear about your experience, Soken, because you just finished your placements.
All right, yeah, I'll make it relatively quick. I mean, it wasn't too insane. I only played 4 games. The first game was just a complete throw, just trash game. I mean, I had 2 level 100 accounts on my team, and one of them I think chose Lost Vikings or something on Alteric Valley because they thought, oh, this is an easy win with Lost Vikings, which actually it could have been, but my 4-man drafted the worst 4-man that you could ever draft, and literally did nothing but die all game. They did nothing, and they didn't even go to the objective. Because I was saying, they're level 200, 100 accounts. They probably haven't even played the game, and they just didn't know. They didn't go to the objective. They died every chance they could, and I'm trying to save them because I happen to get support that game. So I'm trying to save them, and then I die, and it makes me look like a feeder. And it's like, damn, man. That really sucked. That was probably the lowest point. But then came back, next game. There wasn't much comms. It was a Dragon Shower game, and I got to Haka because I was towards the end of the draft, and my strategy is that I would rather play off lane than I would support. So I say, like, hey, guys, I'd rather play off lane than support. I'm better at it, So that I end up getting usually what I want there. I got to Haka on Dragon Shire. And it was a very back and forth game. And then at the end, that was an Arthas game, not a Dahaka game. My bad. I was playing against a Dahaka as Arthas, and we ended up bodying them after I made some cool top to mid rotations. So we got some kills, got the Dragonite, ended up ending bottom, and then I got the same person that was on comms with me the second and third game after that. We bodied the next game on Infernal Shrines. I got Dahaka just destroying, because I ended up getting like last pick all these games for some reason. I don't know why. And then the last game was Towers of Doom. Got Dahaka again with that same person. So I was like, okay, cool. Turns out we got one of the feeders from the game before and ended up losing. So, but it was a nice experience overall. Those the three out of the 4 games, the 3 made up for the 1 game that was really bad. Nice communication, and overall the teams were listening decently well, even in the game we lost. So it was like pretty good. I mean, I was happy with it, and I probably will play more Hero League when I come back from Western Clash. I really, really want to make Diamond this season. Like,
where in Plat are you specifically?
So I got placed at the end of all that. I got placed at the high Plat 2, so I'm almost Plat 1.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah.
Which is where I was at the start of last season, and then I went all the way down to Plat 3, then I went all the way back up to Plat 2, and I ended up back where I was, and now I'm back where I was again. So
matchmaker working as intended.
Jesus, man, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I'm really tryharding this season for Diamond. I mean,
you'll get there.
Do it, dude.
Meanwhile, I have friends that play their 10 games and get 2 ranks every season and don't do anything. So it's kind of discouraging, but that's just kind of just how it is.
Yeah. Ragnarok in chat says that he's going to Western Clash and he'll see you there, Soken.
Oh snap! What up, Rag? Yeah, let's hang out, my man. Let's do it. I haven't seen you in a long time.
Ooh, Hyper Mike. He started try-harding for Plat. He started off Gold 4 and made it to Gold 1 so far.
Nice,
man.
Nice shirt right there.
That's good. That's actually super good.
That's where I started, actually. I started at Gold 5, and I made my way all the way up to Plat, and then now I'm at the top of Plat. So if I can do it, you could do it.
Definitely. If Soken can do it, then anybody can really do it. So
if this feeder can do it, anyone can do it.
Right on. All right, cool. Yeah, we'll skip over Insight, and then let's move into a troll challenge here real quick. Let's move into a troll challenge.
All right.
For each other here. So last week we talked about, obviously, the muster. The challenge is to get involved with the muster if you can, the troll muster. The second challenge was also to dust off an old hero and play that hero and see where that person fits, where that hero fits. True Mr. Fu in Discord was talking about Zool. He played some Zool and found some success with him, and stated that you kind of have to play him in some respects as kind of like an Abathur. Know when your team needs to understand when you can and cannot fight with a Zool. Zool has to get lane pressure elsewhere, force rotations out from the opponent. Zool comes in for a flank, sets up a gank or whatever. That's how you're looking to play. I think that's actually pretty true, because those are things that you do with heroes like Dahaka or Blaze or even Abathur. You know, you just poke and you poke and you poke and you get value elsewhere, and then you pounce. But it takes, obviously, the team having to understand that concept, right? But he's doing it. He's in Plat and he's been climbing. True Mr. Fu has been grinding. And he dusted him off and tried it. Is there any heroes that you guys have played, or not really?
No, I've been just playing around with WhiteMain for the most part. I did actually have a few Lunara games. I mean, she's been kind of like pushed to the side since her rework, and that's been pretty interesting. She's been working that like pretty well with like the way everything's been looking. I don't know. I think she's got a spot.
Lunara, man, like I wish we'd see her more often. She does lack that pop, that punch that you need to finish things off, but she feels so satisfying to play, because it's like you're up against this aggressive kind of like we gotta go composition, and then she just slows all of that down. And I like that.
Yeah, I have a new Zera build that I want to try. I haven't had a chance to try. Saw it on a pro stream, and I'll let you know next week how that goes. I'm definitely gonna be playing it coming up.
Okay.
So
It's
more of an auto attack build.
I play some Kerrigan, dude. Hey, if you want to climb some Hero League, you play some Kerrigan. You just you dominate a rotation. You can dominate a lane if you just can outskill the person in front of you. Flat out do that. You can gank people. You can clear waves. You can take camps, and I mean, people will spend all day trying to run away from your combos as you just sitting there auto attacking them to death and just pulling them in.
You're doing this, and you're just auto attacking them the whole time.
Yeah, and then finally when they do get to their gate, you're like, nah, come back, get them with the combo. Yeah, Kerrigan was one that I played, and for me personally, I dusted off the old mouth ale, and I was just feeding. So I'm having a hard time. I was losing to some Brightwings, and it was really annoying. And then it made me think about Brightwing, and maybe I need to dust off the old Brightwing as well, because her polymorph on a 10-second cooldown right now is insane. So yeah, great. Ragnarok in chat says GOONHOTS still good, but I haven't seen him around at all. I tried him out the last few days, and he still feels strong. Yeah, GOONHOTS still a good hero. He's still there. Is it this Seeker build without Seeker? Oh god, it's talking about leaving. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, those were last week's challenge, and I guess this week, is there any challenge specifically that you guys want to bust out on everybody? Or
my challenge is to watch the Western Clash.
Oh,
that's
my god!
challenge.
All right,
look for me in the crowd.
Actually, I challenge you to have a conversation with a pro player, and like take notes and share that with us next week.
Conversation or an interview? Like, what am I trying to do here?
Just talk to them. Just talk to them and tell us about what that conversation was like. Like at BlizzCon last year, I spoke with Bakery Snitch. I shook Noblesse's hand, got to shake Rich's hand and whatever. And I actually had a conversation like with Snitch and Bakery on things, and it was really interesting. It was very enlightening. Just say that.
All right, I'll try my best. I don't know that I will succeed, but you know.
No, I mean at least try. But like if you do talk to them, let me know. Let us know what you learned or what they said or anything like that. Hyper Mike asked, were they accessible? Nice to talk to. Yeah. Actually, I caught Rich and Noblesse. They were just like walking around. I think they like got an ice cream or something. They were just.
What do you mean? I was there for all that.
Oh yeah, you were. Yeah, you were there. And I think we just happened to catch them just walking around, and also like Caffeine and K1 Pro.
Yeah, we talked with a lot of pros actually.
Yeah, Snitch and Bakery. I caught them as they were coming out of. They were playing at the Heroes of the Storm area. When they were playing with Alex Strauss and Hanzo, they were just coming out, and I was walking by, and I was like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" You know. And
Kalaris was there too.
Yeah, Kalaris was there. Yeah, we got to talk. We talked to J-How. We talked to Grubby. We talked to Kendrick Swish. It was cool. Everyone was really nice and accessible, except for one person, but we won't get into that. Anyways.
If you catch them there, if you can see them around, they'll definitely stop and talk to you. It's like don't hesitate to ask them questions, and I will if I see them as well to this weekend. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Keep us updated there. I want to hear back on some crazy stories. I want you to come back with like a eureka moment and just like tell me all this hot stuff.
BFFs with Michael Udall.
Oh god. Yeah. What else? Another challenge. That's for Soken. Let's see. Aurumis. I don't know. What's gonna be challenging? Oh, Aurumis. Chromie. New Chromie. Did you play
I don't
it
like
yet?
her.
You don't
I
like
did a bunch. Yeah, I don't like her.
Okay.
It's
Why
it's
not?
sad.
Why not?
The range reduction just makes her so much more susceptible to things. I mean, her bronze talons feel does feel less impactful than before still, even with that build. And it's really just like the not stacking. Like she just doesn't scale well into the late game now. Because like I have that 50 quest done in probably the first 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, that's like not too bad. But then I'll have a power spike between like level 7 and level 10, where it's just like, all right, Chromie's really good right now. Your quest is done, your echo's there, you got temporal loop, like if you or slowing sands, like, and they don't have ult, so it's like you're doing really well. And then right after that, she shits the bed, and everybody could just walk all over. It's like, okay, like now you've scaled late game. Like Chromie doesn't really do any more damage. Like her talents help a little bit with like level 13 granting spell power or 14 granting spell power, but it's not enough. And I don't know. And like she just really falls off late game. Like that one shot potential isn't there. Like I've temporal looped somebody, like throw my WQ on them, like it hit them with the echo too, and they're not dead. And I'm like, well, this stinks. I'm like, I just threw my combo at somebody, and especially with the supports now, it's like, all right, WhiteMain just clicks Q on him twice, and he's full. I'm like, all right, that was close. You know, we tried. Or like you get like a great like time trap placement in a bush. They walk in there, you try and punish them. They're half health. Like before, that would have been like they would have been almost dead, and my team could have finished them. Now they're half health, and my team's like, well, it's not worth it. Like,
Okay. With that being said, then I challenge you to go back and maybe adjust your playstyle and your mentality when it comes to her. Are you looking to one-shot people now, or are you looking to just put out consistent? I'd call it chunky poke damage. Like, where are you picking this hero? Like, she now gets better against someone like Uther right away, whereas Uther before was like just countered. You know, like it was just like, oh, I got hit with the Chromie combo. Here's your Q. Now my cooldown on the Q and the W equals your next combo. Like now you're stronger against someone like an Uther or somebody like, I don't know, who else is like that. Maybe that's it.
I think a lot of the time, like, people would choose Chromie almost as a solo damage because you didn't need anyone else to kill someone once you had Chromie that scaled. Now it's like you got to make sure you have a finisher. She's not a finisher anymore. She's a sustained damage dealer, and I don't think everyone fully understands how to play with her yet. I think it's going to be... I think she does need some number increases probably, but at the same time, I also feel like people really don't know how to play with her yet. Like, it's like a complete 180 with her playstyle, right?
Yeah.
It's completely different now. And temporal loop in a way was almost nerfed in the way that the rework happened. The temporal loop is like completely nerfed. Like you almost should never choose that anymore. Yeah.
So go back and play her, especially like with teammates that like to brawl a lot. That's all I'm gonna say. Because if they're brawling a lot, Chromie's gonna get a lot of value there over time. But okay, cool. You guys got anything for me?
yeah, I do. I want you to go back and play some of the support you have been this week. And I want you to pick on every talent here a different talent than normal. See if there's another build. What's different? What could you do differently?
I got the hero for that.
Doesn't have to be Hero League.
No,
Try to do it on a hero too, and do a completely different build. Don't do like a Karazim where you just switch up his whole build because he can go damage or like heal. make it somebody interesting. Like do it on like a WhiteMain where like every talent's different, or like Rhaegar, like the really like meta heroes right now, like Decker Kane especially, where everything's different. Tell me how you think it works, how you like it. If you think it's viable, or if you think you want to know something that's really far off, I need to go the normal build.
All right, take different talents at every tier. Then the standard. Okay, all right.
I gotta write this down, or else we're not gonna remember.
Oh no, because I already know who I want to use. But all right, cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, everybody out there listening, watching, whatever. That is our show for this evening. thank you very much for hanging out with us and chit-chatting and listening to us vent about matchmaking and all that stuff. And but yeah, appreciate everyone that supports the show. If you enjoyed the show, share it with a friend. Let them know what's up. Post it somewhere. I don't care. Whatever. And tell it that this is the best show in the Nexus, baby. Also, if you feel so inclined, you can go to our Patreon page that I mentioned earlier, patreon.com/trollsgg. Give it a little perusal. Check it out. See what you like. See what you don't like. Give us some feedback. Sign up. Be a patron. Be a Twitch subscriber. Any one of those. I work at UPS. All right? I handle so many boxes every day. And a lot of those boxes are Amazon Prime boxes, which leads me to believe a lot of you guys out there got Amazon Prime. That being said, drop a sub right there. Boom. Easy. But yeah. Shout out to Schizo for making our thumbnail this week. Much appreciated. We'll show it one more time as we head out. And thank you all for listening to Nexus Trolls, a Here's the Storm podcast, which we stream live on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/trollsgg, every week on Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Aurumis, where can everyone find you if they're interested in looking for you?
As usual, you could find me at GG_Aurumis on Twitter. Hit me up on Discord. I should be on the Trolls Discord, Aurumis, line GG. Feel free to pop in. My DMs are always open. If you're interested in getting coaching, I coach on Gamer Sensei. I posted the link in the chat. Feel free to use that. Give you $5 off your first lesson, plus the discounts that I offer for first lessons. Pretty good deal. Check it out if you're interested. I'll help you out. I do teams also, so reach out to me with any questions you have at any time. That's it.
Cool. All right, Soken, where can people find you? How can they get in touch with you at the Western Clash?
All right, so I have my Discord on my phone, so you can hit me up on Discord. My Discord ID, I guess, is Soken, Soken, and then pound or hashtag 3724. So Soken hashtag 3724 is my thing if you want to add me, and you can find me on all the other Discords like Goons Discord, Troll GG Discord, Gank Bush Discord, Bush League Discord. I'm in a bunch of different Discords, so if you see me in there, you can message me there too, without that ID. And then on Twitter, Soken, Soken, and then GLHF. And you can message me on there if you want to meet up. I'm hoping to see a lot of people there. Now I know I'm going to see Ragnarok there. That'll be cool. See Cat Beach there. A couple other people that I am aiming to say hi to. Crosby, I'm hoping, and then Zabu. So we'll see. Lots of good stuff coming.
Right on. Cool. And you guys can find me on Twitter at GOONHOTS, twitch.tv/GOONHOTS, and YouTube GOONHOTS. And you will also find me on Troll and HGC, which airs Tuesdays, 4:30 p.m. Pacific, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we talk about all things Heroes of the Storm esports with bags and guests. We got some guests lined up, so stay tuned for that. This couple things coming up on Sunday. Bush League is happening. Bush League is happening again. So be ready. I will be casting. Soken will not be with me. He's going to be at the Western Clash or heading back from the Western Clash. But Bush League, the first game starts at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. I will be having a special co-caster guest. And you guys don't want to miss it. That's all I'm going to say.
Do not miss it. I know who it is. I'm not going to say. And you do not want to miss it. It's going to be good.
It's going to be good. It's going to be fun. Aurumis will find out who it is after the show. Oh, man. But anyways. And I think that is it. Thank you, everyone. Again, our Patreon supporters, listeners, viewers. everyone out there. We really appreciate your support, and we wouldn't be doing this without you guys. Our chieftains, war chiefs, chieftains. Actually, Preston and Slugger are chieftains. War chiefs, William, Super Dave, and also Concord is another one. So appreciate you. Subscribe to our show on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher, or wherever you happen to find your podcasts online. Visit our website at trolls.gg/TheNexusTrolls to watch this and past shows, along with past video streams, which can also be found on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/TrollsGG. For announcements about the show and General Heroes news, you can follow the show on Twitter at TheNexusTrolls. If you want to hang out with us in the Trolls community, you can do in the game. Go in the game and Here's the Storm in the chat box down at the bottom. Type /join TrollsGG, or you can join our Discord channel, which is trolls.gg/Discord. And if you want to get in touch with us by email, you can do so. The email is TheNexusTrolls@trolls.gg. We will be around for a couple after show games. I'm looking at that ARAM, the Brawl quest. I want to get that done, and I love the Brawl. I love this Brawl.
Baby, let's brawl it up.
So if you guys are interested in that in-game, join Trolls GG, or you can join the Discord. Hit us up, and we'll be playing a couple games. But all right, guys, until next time, we'll see you later. Be safe. Take it easy. Have a good weekend. Have a safe weekend. If you're going to Western Clash, take care of one another out there. If you're watching Bush League, it's going to be bloodbath and beyond. That's what's going to happen. All right, guys. Take it easy now.
Bye, everyone.
Have a good night.